Nearly 8 years ago, when I was 16, I walked into the gym for the first time and it completely changed my life. Funny enough, when I first started, I didn't know the impact that it would have had on me. Going to the gym has completely changed the way I look at life, and just the way I think. For those of you that are new here, if you're seeing me for the first time, I'd appreciate if you could drop a like, comment, subscribe. So 7+ years of training, we're about to head on to my 8th year. I've learned so many lessons, I've gone through so many mistakes, and this is what I'm here to talk to you guys about, so you can either apply these lessons and avoid these mistakes also. But with all that being said, let's go back in time to when I was 16 years old. I remember feeling quite invisible, whether it was to do with women or just being around my friends. For example, there was times when I felt like I wasn't getting as much female attention in comparison to the other guys, and it made me feel like, right, am I not being seen? And then also, if you were to compare me to the other guys in my friendship group, I was one of the smallest ones there. There'll be times when we'll be comparing our arm sizes, and my arms weren't as big as they are now, So, all of that led to me feeling slightly invisible, and I didn't like that feeling. So I decided to go and change it. And luckily I had a good friend, KB. I would always mention him when I'm talking about my fitness journey, because if it wasn't for him, then I wouldn't have started going to the gym at that time, of course. So yeah, started going gym January 2018. And at that point, the main reason for why I did start going was to get more female attention. But here's the funny thing, after a couple of months of going, you start to fall in love with the process. I started to enjoy the fact that I was going to the gym consistently. I was feeling stronger. I liked the feeling of lifting heavy weights, going with my friends, and just being in a space where I'm able to grow. And then eventually, the need for female attention just left my head. Like, I started going gym no longer for the women, but just for myself. So yes, after a couple of months, it was like, forget the women. They're no longer at the forefront. It's now about bettering myself and the need to feel stronger. So moving on to the early years of my journey, this is where a lot of the mistakes that I made were made. We'll start off with the inconsistency. So within my first year, I was going from about January to June 2018. Then from June to October, I took a huge break. And I didn't know how much that break would have affected me. I was losing muscle size, I lost some strength. And because again, I was still new, I didn't understand how much of a difference that taking a big break would have done to me. But yeah, it made a big difference. There was even times when I was lifting with terrible form. Like, it was so bad. For example, yeah, there's one exercise, cable machine, where you're going from a low position into a high position for your chest, right? I was doing Wakanda Forever. So I was literally doing this. Like, literally Wakanda Forever, instead of coming down and then going up to like this and back down. That's how you should be doing it. I probably should have said this mistake first, but having a wrong routine, my goodness, those days when me and the guys will turn up to the gym and we'll just do like chest on Monday and then chest again on Tuesday and maybe chest again on the third day. Like, we didn't have a proper plan in place. We were just doing whatever we felt like doing, whether that was chest and arms again the following day. Like, that's very stupid. That's a stupid approach to build a good physique, because you're not giving your muscles rest and you're not targeting other areas in your body, just the same muscle group over and over again. I don't know if this next one is a mistake, but ego lifting. Sometimes ego lifting can be good, but in the context which I was doing it in, it probably wasn't good. Like, there were times when, I remember there's a clip right here, I'm gonna put it right here if I can find it. But yeah, I was trying to flat press 40 kgs and I only did 1.5 reps. I don't know whether I was trying to go for a PR or what, but something like that, ego lifting like that, is a bit silly. If you're going to ego lift and get about 3 or 4 reps, then fair enough. Lastly, I would say not eating enough. There were times when I didn't know what foods I should be eating. And yes, you could be eating a lot of food, but you could be eating a lot of the wrong food. For example, again, I was a teenager. After football practice or after school, we'll go straight to the chicken shop, fried chicken, fried chips, and we'll be munching on that 24/7. And yeah, I'm stuffing my face with food, but it's the wrong type of food. And as it's evidently clear now, you need protein. You need a lot of protein to be building muscle. You're not going to build the body that you want by filling yourself with junk food. So after the early years, we then move into the turning point in my journey. And this is where things started to change, where I started to become seen. I went from being invisible to being more visible. This is when I started posting my physique, my workouts on Snapchat or whether it was Instagram, and people started to recognize me and ask me for advice and tell me, yo, I'm looking sick. I'm motivating them to go to the gym and change their physiques as well. And it made me feel good, you know, because it was showing me that all the work that I was putting in is now paying off. And also remember how when I first started, I was feeling invisible. That feeling started to disappear. Around this time, I was getting really stronger. I was lifting weights that I've never lifted in my life. I was doing things that I didn't expect myself to be doing. The reason why I appreciate this turning point so much is because imagine being a skinny kid, right? Going to the gym, feeling invisible, to later on getting bigger, being more visible, and then you have guys that are bigger than you or smaller than you, whatever it may be, telling you that they want to look like you. They're encouraging you to continue going. You know, you have people that you don't even know online messaging you, asking you for advice, and, you know, saying that you're motivating them. Imagine that feeling. It's only going to encourage you to keep on going. And that's why I'm still here on my fitness journey, being able to preach the things that I've done to other people. So between year 3 to 7, this is when things became serious. Like, fitness wasn't just something that I did, it was now a lifestyle. It was a part of me. During this time span is probably when I started to implement other fitness disciplines into my fitness journey. For example, after year 3, that's when COVID hit, right? So I couldn't really go to the gym. I had to do calisthenics. That's when I started running a bit more. So I was doing like maybe 1 to 2 runs a week, going to the calisthenics park, working on my muscle ups, push-ups, dips, whatever it may be. I even started skipping, learning how to box. As I said, I just started implementing different fitness routines into my journey. So during this period, there was definitely a mental transformation. As I said, things became more serious. So it became a lifestyle. And to do that, you have to be so dialed in to the point where you know your routine. You're so disciplined to the point where you're doing this autonomously. And if you know about neuroplasticity, sorry to digress, but this is why repetition is so important, because repetition literally rewires the brain and how you operate. The more you do, the better you get, and the more easier it becomes to do that thing. But I don't want to go more towards science, so let's keep it related to what it is that I'm saying. Fast forward to today, November 2025. This is how I'm looking now. In fact, I'm going to put a picture right here. This is how I'm looking now. You're seeing that. Analyze it properly. And then this is how I was looking before. You see, look at the difference, because I stuck to the journey. So as you've seen, there's been a physical change. My muscles have grown. My body has changed. I've gotten stronger. There's also been a mental change as well. I've been able to endure pain more. My tolerance for certain things has increased, and all because I've put myself through the most challenging workouts. But where I am today, I honestly love it. I honestly love it. I'm running more, I'm training more, I'm meeting new people, I'm going to different fitness events, fitness communities, where I'm being able to network and also work on my social skills as well. Now I'm becoming more extroverted. So advice to anyone that's starting, yes, most importantly, build a plan. It's better to go to the gym when you know what it is that you're doing. You don't want to be that person like me in the beginning of my journey that just turns up and does what they feel like doing. You don't want to do that. Have a plan. Ask yourself, how many days can you commit to going to the gym? What's your goals? What muscle group do you want to prioritize? What do you want to achieve in the gym? Once you identify your goals and you know how many days you can commit to the gym, you then categorize each muscle group onto a certain day. And then from there, you just, go to the gym and you start working. Also understand that there's no such thing as the best routine or the best workout plan. The best plan is the one that you can stick to consistently, the one that's sustainable for you. Whether that's a push-pull legs or a bro split or upper body, lower body, whatever it is, if it works for you perfectly, then that's the best plan for you. Start off slow. You don't want to start off too fast. Don't be telling yourself you're going to do 5 sessions per week when you know you can't even commit to 5 sessions per week. Start off slow, because this is something new. Your body isn't adapted to this sort of lifestyle or routine, so you want to ease into it, gradually increase the intensity over time. Next, I'll say is, do not compare yourself to anybody. And I should have mentioned this earlier, but this was some things that I was doing at the beginning of my journey. I would compare myself to people that were training for much longer than me, and that's very stupid, because there's guys that were on maybe like year 3 of their journey and I'm on year 1. Why on earth am I comparing myself to people that have been in the gym for 3 times longer than me? That doesn't make any sense. And as you already know, this comparison is the thief of all joy. Everyone's journey is different. What works for one person may not work for you. This one is going to sound so cliche, but you want to be as consistent as possible. Yes, consistency is the most important thing. whatever it is that you're doing, not even just fitness, whatever it is that you're doing in life, consistency is important. As I was saying earlier, repetition, literally rewire the brain. That's what consistency is. And the common issue that a lot of people go through is short-term intensity versus long-term consistency. Think about it like this. Who's going to make more progress? Someone that goes to the gym every single day for 30 days and does nothing for the next 2 months, or someone who's able to go gym 3 times per week or maybe twice per week for 90 days? Who's going to make more progress? The person that's able to sustain it for longer. Next, I would say focus on your form. As I said earlier, bad form will hinder your progress, and that's what happened to me. Those exercises like my Wakanda Forever that I was doing, and it made me look stupid, and it made me, waste time in the gym. Also, bad form can lead to injury. So if you don't want to keep yourself out of the gym, then make sure that you're lifting with good form. You want to be doing full range of motion on whatever exercise that it is you're doing, no half reps. Just make sure that your body's properly in line with the exercise that you're doing. You don't want to hurt yourself, guys, or you don't want to look stupid. Lastly, I would say your sleep. Don't be like me also at the beginning of my journey and not prioritize their sleep. I was probably getting maybe like between 4 to 6 hours, maybe 7 on a good day of sleep. That's bad because people think that you're growing muscle when you're doing this inside the gym. When you're inside the gym lifting weights, that's not when you're building muscle. You're building muscle when you're at home and you're resting, when you're fueling your body, when you're sleeping and allowing your body to repair itself. That's when you're building muscle. So make sure you prioritize the right amount of sleep, guys. I know I said lastly, but this is probably lastly. Do not chase perfection. Your fitness journey is not going to be perfect. There's going to be days when you feel like SHIT. There's going to be days when you feel good. There's going to be days when you don't feel like going to the gym. There's going to be ups and downs. It's never going to be linear. It's never going to be perfect. So don't chase perfection. Understand that you're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days. And it's just about how you deal with those bad days. But yeah, to wrap this video up, if I was able to change myself in 7 years, then why can't you do it? If I was able to go from feeling invisible to feeling way more visible now, to being seen and recognized, whether it's by other guys or by the women, because that's definitely happening, then why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? Yes, it's a long journey, but it's a journey that's worth participating in. For me, going to the gym is probably the reason why I'm able to film content for you people. Now that I'm even getting brand partnerships, there's brands that want to work with me, sending me free clothing. So many different opportunities has formed from me going to the gym, So if you also want to experience this as well, guys, then start your fitness journey as well. Or if you're currently on your fitness journey, just keep on going. I know it's going to be hard, but keep on going. Eventually, the fruits of your labor will be shown. And yes, I may be 7 years into my journey, nearly 8 years, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on going. Until my body can't physically work out anymore and keep active, that's when I will stop. So whether that's when I'm 101 years old, because I believe I'm going to live a very long life. Amen. God willingly, of course. 2026 is coming. Don't be that person that says, I'm going to start with a new year. If that's currently you and you want to start from this year so that you have the momentum to push you through 2026. Or if you're currently on your journey now, allow 2026 to make you even better. Make sure next year is going to elevate you in your journey and you're going to become even better than you was in 2025. As always, it's good speaking to you guys. If you are new here, I'd appreciate if you could drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.